Zimbabwe is a landlocked southern African country that is bordered by Zambia, South Africa, Namibia, and Mozambique. A young nation of 37 years, Zimbabwe has seen enough trouble and strife to last a century. Zimbabwe is a fascinating and beautiful land, striving to reclaim her former riches. Hey, everyone! Welcome to Fillapedia. In today's video, we are going to go over the top 10 fascinating facts about Zimbabwe. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10. Don't mess with Mrs. Mugabe. Never one to shy from a fight or a headline, Grace Mugabe has form and a mean right hook. Back in 2009, she joined her bodyguard in kicking the snot out of a photographer. Mrs. Mugabe had once visited her sons in South Africa, only to discover that her darling angels were also entertaining a 20-year-old model. Like any loving mother, Mrs. Mugabe whipped the model with a plug extension and then went on the run. Despite assurances to the media that the SA police would apprehend the fugitive, and rumors of attempted bribery by the model's family, Grace was granted diplomatic immunity and cannot be charged. Number 9. The first people of the country were the Bantu-speaking Iron Age farmers. The Bantu people are predominant in most parts of southern Africa, including Zimbabwe. The Bantus are believed to have dispersed from the Congo Basin. Zimbabwe is home to some of the oldest empires in southern Africa dating some centuries ago. One of these famous empires is the Mwene Mutapa Empire. There are many archaeological sites that proves ancient civilization in Zimbabwe was remarkably advanced compared to some other parts of the world within the relevant period. However, the first inhabitants of Zimbabwe were not the Bantus but the Khoisan that are estimated to have inhabited Zimbabwe as early as 200 BC. Number 8. There's no national currency. You no doubt have heard about the disastrous mismanagement that led to the collapse of the Zimbabwean dollar. It was discontinued in 2009, and the last few notes are mopped up at a rate of $1 equals $35 quadrillion. That's what 35 quadrillion looks like. Today, for all imports to the country, you can deal in your own currency. The South African rand and the US dollar are commonly used, and there seem to be several years between where we stand today and Zimbabwe attaining full currency status. But who could have wrecked an economy so badly that it needed to issue $100 trillion notes in the first place? Number 7. Zimbabwe have won a total of 8 medals at the Olympic Games. Zimbabwe performs pretty well in Olympic field events. Hockey and swimming are its favorites and it has harvested plenty of medals from them. It started off its luck by winning the 1980 Olympic gold medal in women's hockey. Later on, it has won the rest of the medals in swimming. It has won 2 swimming gold medals, 4 silvers, and 1 bronze. All the swimming medals have been won by Kirsty Coventry. Number 6. In 2008, Zimbabwe experienced a whopping 231 million% inflation. Zimbabwe was a rich country by all standards. It had one of the best agricultural, education and healthcare policies in Africa. It was Africa's food basket. However, things started turning for the worst when clamor for multi-party democracy around the world gained decibels as part of the New World Order, after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Mugabe was never willing to let multi-party democracy to take root. He was desirous of clinging to power through electoral fraud and manipulation. As such, he got out of touch with his Western masters. Foreign aid became frozen and economic sanctions started coming. Mugabe became relentless and decided to pursue forceful land seizure from British colonial land grabbers after Britain failed to honor its promise to facilitate loans for buying back the land so as to distribute to millions of African squatters whose land had been stolen. With more economic sanctions and trade embargo, Zimbabwe's economy nosedived, resulting into hyperinflation that went up to over 230 million%. Number 5. Turning the corner on life expectancy. The average Zimbabwean man is unlikely to be able to afford a Harley-Davidson to assuage the trauma of his midlife crisis. Up until recently, he was also unlikely to live long enough to ride the hog anyway, as life expectancy in 2006 was 37. The tragedy here was due to the twin ravages of AIDS and a drawn-out economic collapse. Thankfully, through great advances in antiretroviral medicine and international aid, the average Zimbabwean will now reach 60. Still, this period has left large demographic holes in the population that will take generations to rectify. Number 4. Goblins. A legitimate threat. Apart from filmmaker Peter Jackson, not many people in the world understand the nature of goblin attacks. In Zimbabwe, things are a little different. There, you can empty a police station of cops by showing them goblins. Apparently, due to mishandling by a traditional healer, a goblin rampaged through a Bulawayo police station. Some say it had a dog's head on Snake's body. Some say it was like a dog but with scales. Everyone said it smelled really bad, and then the healer burned it. No one told anyone it was time to run. 1 minute, the charge office was full, the next, it was empty. I think some people went out through the windows because we could not all have fitted through the door. Fat cops and slim cops all ran for their lives screaming, said a police officer at the scene. Number 3. An already poor country robs itself. Imagine if in your country, your dealings with public officials came with demands for bribes. For basic services like installing an electricity meter or approving a house plan, there is graft. Police also are in on the game, which should be a shock to no one who has any experience with the law. The cops even take bribes from drivers at roadblocks. Local government officials also receive bribes to the tune of $1 billion a year. The result is, naturally, the sometimes violent protests that cost lives and provide the government with justification for ever more draconian crackdowns. Ever the way with totalitarian regimes, the state misses no trick to punish the people for wanting to live without being ripped off. Number 2. Worms for victory. Mopane worms are actually caterpillars, the larva of a species of emperor moth. Usually found on the mopane tree, these critters form a key part of the diet across much of the region. Being cost-effective, with 3 kilograms of leaves producing 1 kilogram of worms, the caterpillars are freely available and easy to farm. This is useful when, for example, you evicted the vast majority of farming knowledge from your country in a giant racist crusade. In any case, the people of Zimbabwe are semi-dependent on these caterpillars for protein. Gram for gram, they contain 3 times the protein of beef and are apparently quite a delicacy to worm-munching connoisseurs. Number 1. The largest waterfalls in the world is located on the Zambezi River. Zambezi that crosses several countries including Zimbabwe has a remarkable landmark called Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is the world's most spectacular waterfall. It has a huge curtain of water falling spanning several hundreds of meters. The violent fall of the waters over the bedrock not only leaves thudding sound but also splashes vapor that appears like snowfall over a large area of forest. With that being said, here we come to the end of our video. I hope you liked this video. If so, then, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so you never miss any video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.